Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the differences between people and how can we coexist with each other. The topic here is not too specific, but we can kind of explain things and explore different options to help everybody understand each other better in order to create a harmonious situation, harmonious society between each other. When we talk about this, we think about people are different, but we also talk about power and how this play important role in our life. Well, so in order to address the differences, talking about today's topic about the differences between people, maybe talking a little bit about power, the differences between everybody. So everybody is born different. So there is a different way of addressing the things that if we're gonna talk about this topic. Very can be variety of things about how we see people differently and how people get different type of power, different type of not necessarily power, but how we at the melting part, how we kind of communicating with every different people in a different setting. So that comes with power, that comes with marriage status, that comes with your gender identity, that comes with your sexual orientation, that comes with your background, where you grew up, which religion are you affiliating with, or be very simple, what kind of work you do. Are you a single mother, single father? Are you divorced? Everybody can have a different type of label when they doing such things. So that is why in order to discuss how to resolve the differences between people, we need to understand how to map out the whole system, meaning that how we understand a person play a very essential part, how we can approach in a different situation. So in order to understand the whole situation, we are not gonna talk about privilege today. We're just gonna explore how the social construction different can create a different type of person. Be more specific, how this generation differences or people have different type of view can create sort of like discrepancy between your idea to the other person, or just in general multiple people discuss about their differences, how we kind of subtract the privilege or oppression out of the equation, and then we're just going to talk about how to resolve the differences without talking about privilege and oppression. And I also don't want to talk about race. I don't want to talk about discrimination, because those are not really relevant to today's subject. We're just gonna see how can we create a better situation for everyone, so then everybody can understand each other more. Avoiding definitely exclusion, rejection, those type of negative thought that can occur to us when we first met a person. So that in terms of how to not make any type of intending harm is very important. So when you first met a person at your work or at the other new community, how to establish that new situation, new way to deal with people are kind of important too. Today I may not want to talk about mental health, but I may kind of go over a little bit. It's just not, mental health is not the main subject, but we can also know that when we first come to the community, if there is avoidance, exclusion, rejection, those type of things repeatedly happen to you, it's gonna impact on your mental health. But those things can be resolved. For example, when you are with other people, you can kind of use different type of word, thinking about how you can do. For example, like don't make assumption, support each other, listen to people, and understand other people, and find out about what other people really are. And a lot of time, don't take things personally. It's important. And if you really had doubt, you feel something, oh, you don't understand, don't keep it to yourself, and make other people understand what you're thinking. So what would be the ideal thing to resolve the problem like this? Talking about people feel being harassed, discrimination, violent rejection, or even they just feel they're exclusive. Is not exclusive. Sorry, that they are not part of a group. So those are something that we can do. Definitely, silence is not one of the things. For example, if we want to deal with problem of privilege, we need to get used to being surrounded by the paradox, which means that you need to understand there's a complexity in dealing with people, and those are type of things that we have to do. Don't make assumptions, don't feel resentful, don't deny other group of people trying to understand. We also need to understand people are hard to change, especially if they're older. So we can looking at very different situation. And what I mean by situation, I mean disadvantaged group may think they are the weaker group out of the organization, and the dominant group also think that they don't have problem. Problem is always with other people. So which means there's no obligation. We just need to understand how to resolve all those issues slowly. Not trying to be angry or feel deprived. And you guys may find it funny, but sometimes if you acknowledge that privilege and oppression exists, will better resolve a lot of problem as well. Learn to pay attention to the other person. It's an art. You can learn through it. You can learn by just understand what other people's perspective. You do something to resolve the problem. And specifically, resolve the differences has to come with so many different things. You need to sometimes feel uncomfortable to beginning to understand yourself, to understand why you have such issue with people, and then you can kind of go through that. Speak out something at workplace, speak out something at the community, and trying to understand that everybody again is very different from you. So in that way, we can totally resolve the differences and be a better person. Other than that, if we can have less resistance, understand other person's point of view, and putting yourself in other people's shoes, those are simple things you can do to resolve all those problems. So thank you so much for tuning to my channel today, and I hope you have a good day. I will see you again next time. Bye bye.